Well, after seeing many people talking about Onshape, um, I want to share with you guys this comparison that is, I think, fairly fine because as you can notice, I have this split two screens and both are on Chrome browser. So I'm running Fusion 360 100% on the cloud. No installations, no any other trick or whatever thing. I just went straight to the browser and look for Fusion, Autodesk Fusion online, and I put my credentials and then boom, I'm on Fusion. So the plan that I have for this comparison one-to-one series Onshape and Fusion, Autodesk Fusion, is going to be by uploading a file. That file is basically a step file from this CAD model that I did very long time ago. If you go to GrabCAD and look for the 8820, you will find it. And also I will leave the link in the description in any case. Okay, so in order to make it fair, I'm not going to upload directly the Inventor files that are coming in the downloads that are available for this model. So what I did is that I did a step file for the model itself. And well, as you can see, it has a structure with sub-assemblies. And if you have Inventor, you can go through how I did all this process. This is an exercise that I did very long time ago. This is an old model. I uploaded to GrabCAD something around 2011 or something like that. Yeah, so it has some time in there. So I save it as a step file. So now let's jump into this other two pieces of software to see what happens. Okay, so this is a fresh new Onshape free account, so anyone can do it. And you guys are going to find the 3D model on the free library or the library of Onshape anyhow. So I will leave a link if that's possible. Okay, so let's go on import files. I have here my step file ready. I will just double click. Okay, so I have seems like a bunch of different options. So I already have some experience dealing with this. For this model, I will say let's split into multiple documents, and that's going to create one model, one file. If we go into import into a single document, that's going to create like a single file that has a lot of they call it they're named studios, part studios. So everything is going to be in the same document instead of having separate files for each of them. The difference is huge, especially talking about the link in between the parts, the relation in between the parts. But that's a separate story, separate video, I think. So in order to be the closest to Fusion 360, I would say let's stay with a single document. You will find out why. Okay, so import appearances is okay. Oriented model, that's maybe not important for this one. Create a composite part when importing multiple or non-solid bodies. I don't have multi-body parts in this. Join adjacent surfaces. Is this meaning that it's going to add my mates adjacent surfaces with overlapping? No, it's not going to create mates. Perfect. Okay, so let's click on import. While that thing is happening, we are going to upload. Okay, so Fusion opens another tab. That's taking me into another. Okay, yeah, into another web page, but in reality, it is uploading to the project itself that is inside my repository. Okay, so we have the option for upload a folder, upload an assembly, which I believe is going to recognize assemblies of different types of software. So if I give Fusion the option of going into assembly and I pick the assembly from Inventor, it is going to grab all the related files to that assembly and upload them. That sounds interesting, right? But I'm not going to do it right now. I will go with a file and I'm going to upload the same step file. Okay, so it is uploading, saving. Seems like translation is completed on Onshape. Let's click here on this step. So as you can see, well, this looks awesome. Let me use my 3D mouse to rotate this thing. Oh, wow. I like it. Unfortunately, it lost some of the colors, but the appearance is amazing. I like it, and it has the same structure, so that's pretty good. So each of these ones are going to be living in the different tabs here below. So those are the sub-assemblies. So if I want to modify the sub-assembly that is in here, I do right click, and if I'm not sure, I'm not a huge expert in Onshape. I have some months using Onshape, but yeah, this is one of the hardest things that I used to do in here, or I find hard. Sorry. So use make transparent. Oh, Jesus Christ! Why so hard? Yeah, sure. Is the selection thing. You don't need control for select the stuff. So if you, for example, what I did was to pick this face and then pick the model tree. As you can see, I have a number 2 right next to my cursor. Is because I have 2 selections ongoing. So click on the empty space, click the subassembly, right click, switch to whatever the name of the subassembly is, and it is going to take me to that tab. So I'm actually, if I modify this, the main assembly should be affected. Okay, so at this moment everything is floating. Yeah, that's right. Everything has no mates. Okay, that's okay. Now let's go with Fusion 360. Okay, so I will close this tab, and in here I have the refresh option waiting. So I'm refreshing the thing. Now I can see my step file, and I'm going to double click this step file to see what's happening. All right, so it's taking a few seconds. Let's find out. I hope it is not going to be a lot. Okay, while that thing is happening, let's talk about a little bit about how the assemblies are going to behave on Onshape. So as you notice, I bring the thing. It has the subassemblies, but if I pick one part of a subassembly and drag it, it is not having a persistent relation in between the subassembly parts, which is a bad thing. I don't like that. But not going too far now that this thing is working. Okay, well, look at that. My 3D mouse is not working on Fusion. Oh, yeah, no, I cannot rotate. I'll have to do it the old manner. Okay, but no problem. It is moving pretty well. I'm pretty impressed. I cannot say if I will not notice if it is an installation on the computer or a fully on web running thing. Okay, so let's go to the different things that let's start with the subassembly. So we have the same structure, subassemblies. Okay, if I pick one part of the subassembly and drag it, exactly the same behavior. That's very awful, to be honest. Okay, but at this moment we are going one to one. Okay, one big difference is that there are clearly the tabs for the studios on Onshape, and in Fusion we are not having any of that. But this is more a flat thing. Let me grab this. No, sorry, this other one. Okay, so one comparison thing also is that I don't go making, let's say, selections on the go if I go picking different things. That's something that happens in here. If I start picking different stuff, this number starts to grow because it's letting me know that I'm grabbing stuff. I believe more than, yeah, when those are more than 5, it just shows 5 plus. Okay, good. Okay, so getting back into the subassembly, in order to modify this assembly, what I do is to pick in this circle, and that's that I'm officially modifying the subassembly, let's say. But yeah, okay, let's find an how to solve our problem of having components that are easy to drag, but they are not keeping the relation. So I'm pretty sure in Fusion 360, I'm also not a huge expert in this software. So let's pick this subassembly here at the back. By the way, I'm rotating by keeping the shift key on my keyboard and using my scroll click. Okay, so if I click in this one, there are some options, and one of them is to make a rigid group. There you go. We click on rigid group, and we have already selected the subassembly, so that's it. Okay. So if I pick this thing and drag it, I'm dragging the entire subassembly. That's something that I will expect to happen, a behavior, but that sounds like I need to do it for all of them. It doesn't matter how many subassemblies I have in this thing. I need to going each one by one. In Onshape, something similar happens. I'm almost sure that it is this option. Oop, reduce problem detect. Oh, cool. Okay, so yeah, it will be group. So what I'm going to do is to pick the same subassembly. Let me, wow, rotate with my 3D cat mouse. There you go. All right, I want to group this subassembly. I will hit this, and now, exactly the same thing. Okay, so we are going one to one at this point. I will leave this video in here, but I'm going to leave this other video where I'm going to continue exploring the differences in between them one to one. Cheers.